Johnson filling in for Tom Selleck. If you were looking to pull in some extra cash each month, maybe for that vacation or maybe doing something for the grandchildren, we have a reverse mortgage for you. Wow. All right, we don't have a reverse mortgage for you. Thank you, Mr. Drew Brees, for bailing us out of the Tom Selleck reverse mortgage gimmick. Doing it live from Hawaii. We go from luxurious Honolulu to incredible La Jolla. I guess it's the Kenner of San Diego. Oh, that's a good one. All right, we're getting Honolulu, La Jolla type weather again today, huh? Gorgeous day outside. Get out and enjoy it. It is absolutely marvelous. It's beautiful. It's a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. It's about 77 degrees outside with about 44% humidity. Are you kidding me? Now, I know it could be 0% humidity and it's still going to be, feels like 77. It feels like low 70s with that 44% humidity gimmick. Tonight, temperatures will drop into the 50s overnight, the 60s overnight. Tomorrow, maybe 60s when you wake up and maybe some rain tomorrow. Could be quick, could be over a few hours. A Coolio front rolling through. Sunday morning, tomorrow night's going to be cool and crisp. Sunday morning, you wake up, it's going to be in the 40s. Maybe high 30s on the North Shore. And then we'll only get to like the high 50s on Sunday. Monday might make it to 60 degrees. Anyway, a cool front coming in overnight. Tomorrow, some 60s and rain, and then the temperatures start dropping. Anyway, that means the rest of today, tonight, absolutely perfect. Perfect weather to get outside. The only bummer is this daylight savings time or not daylight savings time, whatever, standard time, whatever we're doing right now. This 5:15 dark, this going to be dark in about an hour. That's the only part that's a downside to it, but I still recommend getting outside and enjoying this weather because it really is super nice weather. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. I mentioned that. Corey Johnson with you. You are on the neutral ground. Yeah, you right. Thanks for joining us, New Orleans, River Parishes, Cajun Country, North Shore. How about you folks in Tiger Town? So sweet, LSU. Brian Kelly, wow. What's going on Bayou Teche, Lafayette, Jeanerette, New Iberia, Abbeville, Opelousas, Brobridge, Crowley? What are y'all doing over there? Hey, Southern Mississippi, Southern Alabama, Panhandle of Florida, what's up? We got you covered. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. Learn it, love it, live it. Embrace it. Get some diesel fuel. Burn 93.9 into your front yard. For aircraft and the like, birds flying over, they'll see it. Maybe paint your roof with 93.9 FM. All of that's ridiculous. We can also be heard at 107.9 FM. 107.9 FM. I like 600 AM. It's a sneaky little powerful AM signal. Got that one in our side pocket. You can take that from Baton Rouge all the way to Pensacola, Florida, up and down the I-10, I-12 corridor, 600 AM. That gets a yeah, you right. 2 big hours on radio, 4 till 6 p.m. weekdays, telling it like it is, like no other program. We're on TV, Cox Channel 4 television, Spectrum Channel 333 television. That's all over Louisiana. Cox Channel 4, Yorview, Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and others. Spectrum Channel 333, 4 to 5:30, weekdays. Slidell, Covington, Mandeville. That's Cheyenne country. Yummy. Hammond, Homa, Thibodaux, Opelousas, Spectrum 333, 4 to 5:30 on television in Louisiana. Yeah, lots of ways to check out the program. It once was a talk radio show exclusively on AM, and then it went to FM, and then multiple FMs, and then television, and then a couple of television stations. CoreyTalks.com, our website, live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. And yes, we've been on YouTube the last few months. You can check out the program live on your smartphone, your laptop, computer, wherever, on YouTube. The television set, if you're linked into the intranet device, YouTube, put Corey Johnson, Kaare, Corey Johnson in the search bar, neutral ground, and then click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah, you right. I like YouTube because you can check out yesterday's stuff, like Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser joining us on the program to discuss the Louisiana Republican Party endorsing Jeff Landry for governor. We also had New Orleans City Councilman Oliver Thomas on the program talking about when does he get time at the Pontalba, and I want to come hang out with him on the balcony. He laughed at that. No, we talked about elections, all kind of stuff. Six Flags, failure to launch. Hey, the 4 o'clock hour on this Fantasy Friday edition of the program brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. Checking us out on radio, television, live streaming, YouTube, always brought to you. Well, I shouldn't say always brought to you. Today brought to you the 4 o'clock hour by Helm Paint and Decorating. They're there every day. But the 4 o'clock hour this afternoon, specifically brought to you by Helm Paint and Decorating. The weather we're having right now, knock out that painting project. Helm Paint and Decorating has everything you need. Benjamin Moore products. It's not just a radio line. Do it once. Do it right. You'll never do it again. Lifetime paint. Priced right. The pros for over half a century. Helm Paint and Decorating. That's a New Orleans deal there. Native New Orleanians, official New Orleanians, nowhere to go. Fox 8 report from the 10 p.m. Wednesday night broadcast. Lee Zurich, investigative reporting, still resonating all over New Orleans. A lot of folks want to, that the internet device, social media, like a kazoo, anyone can play. You can go off on all kind of stuff. The mayor's at that Pontalba building because she likes this sorbet at a restaurant around the block, and it's convenient. I mean, you can make up whatever you want, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just making that up about she likes a sorbet around the block. Anything like that is irrelevant. There's really two main points here. The mayor's still staying at the Pontalba. I mean, watering the plants was as significant as anything in that Pontalba report because it just yells, you're watering the plants, you are living there. Hey, y'all, I often go down, I water the big round planters in front of City Hall sometimes. I go down into Treme and there's a garden I like watering. I mean, come on. Waters the plants on the balcony at the Pontalba. The mayor is entrenched in that building. There needs to be investigators that go in there. Her toothbrush is there. It's her soap. It's her perfume. All her stuff's laid out in the bathroom. It's her sheets. It's her towels. She is living there. The refrigerator is fully stocked. It is a public. This is so simple. Folks want to make so much gray area out of this when there isn't. There's gray area in a lot of things in life. Most things, not this. It is a public building for public use, for city business. The council might request to have to use it, or who knows, maybe someone like Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. Can we use that Pontalba by bringing in some people from Microsoft, want to go out on the balcony for a few hours during the fireworks show, whatever. It's for official city business only, not for personal use. Not for personal use. The mayor thinks that it's executive privilege that, wink, wink, Mayor New Orleans always gets to use that condo in the quarter. It's not a condo in the quarter. It's a Pontalba apartment, and there are a couple of them. Does she give someone else the other one? That might have to be looked into. Who knows? Anyway, it's pretty simple. That's the first point. The second was an NOPD officers. I don't care what he's doing inside. Watching this show. He's not working, and he's punched in from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and he's not working, and he's getting paid to be a cop when he's watching TV and, bringing groceries and water in for the mayor, has the keys to the place. It needs to be investigated. It needs to be looked at. The mayor is totally abusing that privilege, like she does with the food at fine restaurants and the junkets, just taking advantage. Anyway, that still resonates. Sheriff Hudson's in the news, too. Oh, boy. Fletcher Mackel next. We can
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore in Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, no cool side. NolaAC.com, no cool side.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Kenner, Metairie, Harahan, River Ridge, Algiers, Gretna, Harvey, Terrytown, West Wego. We got you covered.
How about Mandeville, Trey Yen? How about Mandeville and Trey Yen tonight for dinner over the weekend? Critically acclaimed, nationally recognized. It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. It's Trey Yen in Mandeville. Get a big to-go order over the weekend. I don't think the family would be disappointed if you rolled into the house with a big, huge to-go order full of all kind of goodies from Trey Yen in Mandeville. Don't forget the Tong Cho sauce. Trey Yen in Mandeville. This Tong Cho sauce is sweet, yet spicy, a little vinegary. It sounds like Fletcher Mackel from WDSU, Channel 6 Sports.
Corey, what's up?
What's up, Fletch?
Not a lot.
What are you doing?
Got a little family deal here coming up in about 30 minutes that I've got to attend. 30 minutes, sorry, 10 minutes at 4:30. So I'm just kind of in a back room right now talking to you.
You told the family, hey, blowing you guys off, going to do this thing with Corey for a while. He's more important. You kind of get that point across to him.
I told them I've got to take this phone call. It's not that important. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Jeez and Pete's. Fletcher Mackel's with us. So you're not walking around mid-city or, doing a YOLO board out on the bayou or something like that, talking to me on the phone? You're actually like at your house?
I'm not at my house. I'm at this event station.
Gotcha.
Now.
Okay. All right. Enough said. Before we move on from your house, you ever put the Weber grill together, loser, or it's just sitting in the box?
Thank you for getting me that. I do appreciate that for being a guest on your show. It's fantastic. Unfortunately, I will tell you it is still in the box in the attic. I'm sorry.
In the attic now? Jeez.
Yeah.
In the attic. Wow.
I live on Bayou St. John. I don't have a lot of space. I don't have a yard or anything.
You have space to do grilling. You could do it in the front yard. I'd rather you tell me, dude, I grilled about 5 times and then someone stole it. I'd rather that than it's in the box in the attic.
You know what? How about this? I'll regift it this Christmas, and somebody will probably love it.
That would be horrible. I should have etched something in it. Fletcher Mackel only. All right. No more gifts for you, Fletch.
There's a thought that counts. I appreciate it.
I guess. Anyway, Fletcher Mackel's with us. Hey, this is kind of, you got to just deal with what you get presented with. And it's not an excuse thing. It's just kind of a bummer, I think, for fans, for both teams and everybody involved. But it's an 11 a.m. game tomorrow for LSU at Arkansas. It could be pretty cold at Arkansas tomorrow, like a little above freezing.
Yeah, the weather should be, for Brian Kelly, no big deal. He spent, a decade plus at Notre Dame and Cincinnati before that. For him, it's no big deal. But you're right. For a program like LSU, they don't play that many cold weather games. It's going to be windy too. So, look, Arkansas just is coming off a loss against Liberty, but they still have talent. They could sneak up. I don't want to see LSU come off one of the biggest wins in recent program history and have a letdown when, if they win and Ole Miss loses, they're going to the SEC championship game. So I still think they'll come out strong, but I think it could be a closer game than people think. I
110% agree. I mean, if you just look at it like on paper, you're like Arkansas's 5-4. They lost to Liberty. LSU's 7-2. They're 7th in the country. You think the spread, even at Arkansas, would be like 6, 7, 8, 9. It's LSU by 3, 3.5, 4. So it's not that big of a line, which I think the Vegas boys and you and I don't bet. I only bring this up, and I don't bring it up because it's trendy and new. I don't take any money from gambling people to promote gambling. Mention Corey Johnson, you get a free $200 bet. I bring it up just because where the money is. The game's on ESPN at 11 tomorrow morning, but it is a tight line. I agree with you. It's an SEC contest. I think Arkansas, they're motivated to win and pull the upset. They got nothing to lose. They're going to go full bore. This is where this stuff Kelly talks about. Two things, Fletcher. He said, hey, man, we practiced outside in January and February, outside, not indoors. So we're used to the cold. That's not going to be a problem. And the second thing he was saying was, this is the whole point. Can you not think about it as a trap game? Do you not get caught into that mentality? He talked about, kind of almost like the power of positive thinking and at least realistic on the path thinking and not getting distracted, the physiological effect of it. I thought that was all pretty interesting.
Yeah, look, I'll say this. I enjoyed listening to Brian Kelly talk. I mean, I think it was last week leading up to the Bama about where they are recruiting, where they want to be, what they want to do, how they want to do it. Look, I like Ed Ogeron. I still like Ed Ogeron. I like Les Miles. But it was local yokel a little bit, whereas this is a guy who's a CEO who explains, who is a tactician, and is really good when you understand he's not just talking to talk, he's talking with purpose and meaning and explanation. And that's one of the things that all the things you just alluded to the last few weeks, I've noticed that in a big way. Wow,
I think that's so well said. I'm in 100% agreement with you. Tulane, I thought you go, one of the biggest games in Tulane history. It's like first time in like 70 years, something insane, before you and I were ever around, before our parents were even thinking about us. Two top 25 teams going at it at Tulane. It's 22nd ranked Central Florida. They're 7-2. It's 17th ranked Tulane. The Waves 8-1. 2:30 tomorrow afternoon from Yeoman. It's going to be a gorgeous day. There better be 25,000, 30,000 there. It's on the deuce for the whole country to see. This is a really great a conference battle between these two.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be there covering it tomorrow. I was there for the Memphis game when it was the biggest crowd earlier this year. I was there for their first game against, UMass. I was there for the Southern Miss game. I've covered a lot of Tulane this year because they've been really good. And you're right. The first time Tulane has hosted a game featuring a ranked team since 1949, 73 years. This is the biggest game that they've played in recent memory, a regular season. And I mean, even postseason, because the bowl games they went to were nice, but it was 6-6 versus another 6-6 team or something like that, a 7-5 team, whatever. This is real conference championship implications here, and I think they should have a nice crowd. It should be a great day. I think Tulane's really good, and I think Central Florida is a really good team. I watched them play a couple of times, but I think Tulane believes in what they're doing. I think they're well coached, and I think they execute well. And now I think they believe and have confidence in everything they're doing, if that makes sense. So I think they're going to win this game tomorrow.
Now, we were talking about Tulsa and the trap gimmick because of, moving up in the polls and their record and the recognition. More pressure, another win, national folks talking about them more than ever. ESPN front page of the website for a little while today. And now you got Central Florida on the deuce. Thursday night against SMU on ESPN, number 1. And then that Cincinnati game to end the season could be for all the marbles. That could be on ESPN also, at worst on ESPN too. So this is a big few weeks in a row for the Greenway, for the program, for this year's team, for recruiting, for Willie Fritz. One thing, Fletcher, it does seem like you said it isn't like this fluke and you're waiting for the bottom to fall out. They've got a really good college quarterback. They've got an NFL type running back that NFL scouts are looking at, and they've got a really stout defense.
Yeah, and look, last week was a trap game at Tulsa, a team in a place where they have not played well, or a team they have not historically played well against.
Yep.
That wasn't a great team this year. Looking ahead to the big one. This, as you just said, this isn't a trap game. This is just a big game. This is like two top 25 teams. This is a team that's going to the Big 12 that was plucked out of your conference because of all the success they've had, Central Florida, that is. So this is a big-time matchup, and one of the most important games, the most important regular season game that Willie Fritz has played, because it could catapult them into the conference championship game. And you're right. What they're doing this season could set them up look, they have sustained success now, but their sustained success was 6-6, which is fine. Tulane, again, is a tough place to win. They're not going to go 10-2 every year, but a 10-2 or an 11-1 this year could set them up for 7, 8, 9, 10 wins for the next 3 years because of the recruiting, because it will help them sustain their program. So, yeah, again, this is, to me, this is a big game, and I would love to see Tulane finish it off, not fall flat at the end, get to the conference championship game, maybe win the conference and get to the Cotton Bowl, which would be the biggest sporting event in Tulane history since, I guess, they went to the College World Series in 2005. So it would be huge.
It all starts tomorrow morning at 11 with LSU, then Tulane at 2:30. Then tomorrow night, Fletch, in the blender, the Pels taking on a struggling Houston team at 7:30. The Pels are kind of a little out of sync, especially offensively. I shouldn't say especially offensively. They don't play a lot of defense sometimes too right now. The Pels have been in some games, like last night, should have won. No Damian Lillard. They got to win tomorrow night against Houston, right?
Yeah, and look, the Pelicans are 6-6. The Pelicans could easily be 9-3.
Yep.
And that's the frustrating thing.
Yep.
Is they are good, but they could be much better.
Yep.
And look, the good thing about the NBA is they got 70 games left to play. They can figure it out. But you're right. Right now, they're a little bit discombobulated because, and I know we got to go here, but last year it was CJ with these role players, and then BI came back. Well, now you've got Zion, CJ, and BI. You got to figure out how to gel and make these three work together.
No doubt.
Because they're all kind of alphas.
No, I don't have to go. I don't have fam working. You got family stuff. You got to go. Fletch, you've got 5 seconds. Saints have to beat Pittsburgh. 5 seconds.
No, season over if not.
Yeah, exactly. Season over if they don't beat the Steelers. Fletcher, enjoy your family affair.
All right, thanks.
That's
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Prepared with experience, depth, knowledge, and a history in the game. Corey Johnson.
I am the smartest man alive!
Every weekday afternoon, 4 to 5:30 on Cox Channel 4 TV and Spectrum Channel 333 television.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. On the radio with you, YouTube, live streaming till 6 p.m. On television for another hour till 5:30. Yeah, you right. Veterans Day. A salute to all our veterans out there. Respect. Now, I posted one of the best military promotional commercials ever. At least I think it's just really well done. The guy who does the voice, a lot of it's like in black and white. The music, the scenes, the theme of what they're pushing. It's just, I don't know, kind of makes you proud. It's just very powerful. It is a Marine commercial. You can just go to YouTube, like check it out my show, and just put in Marine commercial devil dogs, and it'll pull up the spot. I posted it on my Twitter at Corey Johnson. You can check it out there if you want. Yeah, Veterans Day, a gorgeous day, great weather, going to be a great weather night. Then tomorrow, 60s, maybe some rain. It's going to be kind of cloudy, windy, Coolio front rolling in. Then Saturday night, cool and crisp. Overnight Saturday night, getting colder. Wake up Sunday morning in the 40s. Highs, high 50s on Sunday. Monday, wake up high 40s, the highs, maybe high 50s on Monday. So a little cold front coming in, mosquito killing weather on Sunday and Monday. Thanks for joining us on a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, Fletcher Mackel just joined us. That's a pretty good stretch. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. LSU. Tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, right after LSU, Tulane. Tomorrow night, right after Tulane, Saturday night at the Blender, the Pelicans at Houston, 7:30. Go to bed, wake up, have breakfast, noon Sunday, Saints at Pittsburgh. It's like 12 hours of action over about 26 hours of time. Pretty cool. Half the time, you'll be checking out sports. About 25% of the time, you'll be awake, and the other 25%, you'll be sleeping. That's pretty good. Hey, Michael Hecht's with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. This segment always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant that seems to be continuously hiring folks like on a 10, 20-year run now, and it doesn't stop. And it's not like 2 or 3 job openings on their website. It's dozens and dozens and dozens of job openings. For a full list of positions available, go to Latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. Latrim.com. This segment with Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. always brought to you by Latrim. What up, Miguel?
Well, Corey, it's funny you say that. 12 hours of action over 26 hours of time. What does that sound like?
This program?
I don't know. A few things going on in the world today, but let's just move on.
NOPD officers on the clock getting paid when they're not working. I don't know. You tell me. What does it sound like?
Corey, I don't know. You're getting slow.
I am. What does it mean?
Corey, I don't deal in implication. I only deal in provable facts. So let's just move on here.
Well, that's over my head. You're going to have to text me that one, Michael. I am getting slow. Sorry. Why'd the chicken cross the road? It was hungry? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm missing it. Hey, you ready to jump into some stuff that maybe I might understand?
Let's give it a shot. I'm up for it. I'm feeling charitable. Come on.
All right, cool. Hey, what's going on with this Chevron partnership and this career initiative?
So this is fun. We've got, Chevron's been a great partner of ours. They're very involved in education and STEM and workforce. We just launched with them something called the GNO Career Guide. You can go to gnocareerguide.org. And it's basically for students and teachers and radio personalities and economic developers, anybody who's trying to figure out what they want to be when they grow up. You go on to it, you do a quiz, and it tells you what are the jobs of the future that you should be thinking about and what training you need, whether it's a 2-year, 4-year, or credentials in high school in order to be prepared for that job. So it's kind of like a crystal ball into your prosperous future.
Hey, Michael, I was tooling down the Lafitte Greenway and was in that mid-city neighborhood, kind of behind the Rouses on Bienville.
Yep.
And Carrollton. I mean, it is amazing. Some of these are multiple stories, 4 or 5 stories, dozens and dozens of units. Some seem to be maybe like 100 units, several different modern, pretty nice apartment buildings, condo buildings in and around that area, seamlessly kind of integrated into the neighborhood and the existing housing stock. It's really cool. I mean, that Lafitte Greenway, that the post-Katrina retail that's popped up around that corridor in Carrollton and Bienville, it's definitely spurring development.
It is. And, there are a couple of lessons there, one good and one bad. The good lesson is that if you put in an amenity like the Greenway, which took basically a canal and turned it into this linear park, you're going to spur development. The bad lesson, or the thing we didn't do, is that we should have put a little bit of a tax increment on the property taxes on the developments around there, so that because those developers were going to go in and take advantage of that public amenity, they should pay a little bit more to pay it forward. So then the public would have money to go and build the next amenity. You see? Instead, we just built this amenity allowed. And again, I have no problem with the people that developed along it. That's what they're supposed to do.
Sure.
But we didn't really plan for success, if you know what I'm saying.
No.
Right?
Had the foresight, either to upgrade the Lafitte Greenway or to do the next one that spurs development, the next thing, and the dominoes keep falling. No, I get it. Hey, speaking of dominoes falling, kind of the, I don't know what that would be, the eastern end, I guess, of that kind of large swath of land, the Doc Francis Parkway end. You get that old Mercy Hospital back online. It seems like the rest would just fill in by itself.
Yeah, that's been a travesty that thing has been allowed to fester at that incredibly important and vibrant intersection of the city for so long. And so my understanding is finally moving towards being redeveloped into an elderly facility and an old age home kind of deal, which is a great use of it. But I for the life of me, can't understand why right there by the Greenway, on Norman Francis, and an area that's been just booming otherwise, that's been allowed to sit there like a post-apocalyptic battleship. We've done a really bad job as a city dealing with large blighted structures. I mean, it's just the fact, whether you're talking about that or Poland Avenue or the Plaza Tower. I mean, oof.
No, you're right.
Eileen.
You're right. Hey, Michael, do I really hear this news correctly, or am I drunk or something, or is the train? Did the train hit me that I'm hearing in the background? Is Habana Outpost opening on Rampart and Esplanade in the French Quarter?
Sean texted me, and he said, come on out and join me and the mayor for some margaritas at the opening of Cafe Habana. And let me put it this way: you might be drunk and you might be hearing a train, but I am sure that it is opening, because if you gave me everybody in America and you said, Michael, who would you least like to bet against to get something done? It would be Sean Meenan. That cat is a talented, funny, ex-Golden Glove boxer who will just smile and work his way until you're beaten into submission.
No, multi-millionaire, ridiculously successful entrepreneur. But you know what is sad, Michael? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. It took a Golden Glove guy that fell in love with our city, that moved here. His kid goes to school here, bought a house on Esplanade, still has his restaurants in California and New York, and just said two things. I love it here. I don't have to open this restaurant next week. I'll just grind it out with these losers that are fighting me behind the restaurant that, by the way, their houses are way underassessed, like $1 million each. That needs to be looked into. But that's a whole other topic. The no Habana Outpost signs, the fighting it. They'd rather have blight. It's been neglected since like the Jimmy Carter administration. I remember as a child that going from Esso to Exxon, that's about 1974. And then a few years later, it shut down and it's never, ever been reopened. So we're talking about 45 years being closed, and these loser New Orleanians that think they are for the city fighting to keep it shut down. Very powerful. Mama's money. Some are lawyers with nothing to do but waste time and try to stop this. This cat just grinded, like you said, Golden Gloves guy, and got it done. But it sucks that someone can't come in and just get something done. It takes a decade. It took a decade, Michael, for this guy to get this done. A decade. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Is anything I said incorrect?
No. It's everything it said's correct, and it's
sinful.
It's terrible. It's lousy, and it's incredibly, And look, people talk about equity and this idea that everybody should have a fair chance. This is the exact opposite of that. It takes somebody with incredible resources and incredible staying power who basically wants to do this
to get it done. It's crazy. Michael, hang on. I got this. That train break is coming. Speaking of the train, I got to get out of the way. It's coming in 5 seconds. I'll let you continue on the other side. Michael Hecht is with us from Greater New Orleans Saints.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30. And they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. nola.woodhousespas.com.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's Top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's Top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
On 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
River, my home is over Jordan.
Yeah, you right. Thank God for that commercial break, Michael. It made me think for a second. Corey, are you getting really rawled up? You got a great time tonight with a friend you're going out with. Tomorrow you got LSU at 11, Tulane at 2:30, Pels tomorrow night, Saints on Sunday. I'm not going to get rawled up, but Sean Meenan is a Golden Gloves champion. It took a decade for him to beat these folks fighting him with these erroneous lawsuits and the like. And I'm so glad his restaurant is opening on a very important corner. It's like an entranceway to the French Quarter. It's Esplanade and Rampart. We got to get that other entranceway open, the Rampart Canal Street corner where the Hard Rock collapse went down, Michael. So only halfway done on that quarter thing, but Meenan's a champion dealing with a decade's worth of delays.
Yeah, he's the champ. So everybody should go and patronize Habana Outpost on the corner of Rampart and Esplanade. Plus, it's delicious, gorgeous, Cuban inflected food. It's gorgeous. So yes, definitely.
And I would never say go behind the restaurant by those houses and yell at the front door. Don't do that.
Never. No, that you wouldn't say that.
I would never say that on the radio or television. That would be irresponsible for those jerks that were trying to stop it. Their signs are probably still in the yard. No Habana Outpost with the big red circle on it. Hey, Michael, sadly, the Six Flags thing's sort of following the same lead. I don't get it. City owns the Six Flags site. You want to lease it, Michael? Here's the lease. Here's the terms. Sign it. You make the payments of the terms. You keep it. You don't, we take the property away. Period. End of story. I don't get this. City wants control, a little power. They got this industrial board in the middle. They have to approve this, that. Lease it to the people. They make the payments. They do what they're going to do. The terms of the lease over with. What am I missing? City of New Orleans involved?
Yeah, I mean, let me put it this way. I think that without saying too much, I think that it's it's messy all around on this one, and it's just kind of head scratching about how it is messy again, because it's an excellent piece of property, excellent location. I don't know why, it shouldn't be this difficult, but yeah, I would just say it's not just a one-sided, from what I understand with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, what's that Target would get going out there too? And any word on that, or nothing on that yet?
I don't know about Target there, but we're starting to work with a big group out there, kind of a group of groups called the Greater New Orleans East Business Association, Business Alliance, and we're starting to work on a new branding campaign for New Orleans East. So let's start thinking about some new taglines.
Yeah, it's got a good tagline is Sally Ann Roberts. What did she call New Orleans East? Oh, this is Sally Ann Roberts. The sun rises in the east.
The sunrise east, or the one that I thought of today, Corey, is New Orleans, only Easter.
Only Easter. Yeah, that's pretty good. That might require brains and thinking. It's a little tough around here.
We did a rebranding campaign for the North Shore. The initial slogan that we had was just north of awesome, which they laughed at.
Yeah.
And then the one they ended up settling on was north of your expectations. Damn close.
Now you heard the one for Bridge City, now Fairfield. But John Hilario ruined it because he didn't have any foresight to have the track moved about 15 miles down the road by the dumps. And the dumps would have been the perfect barrier for the sound. And most tracks are 45 minutes or an hour away from the city, not 30 minutes. And who wants to build in Fairfield when you have all the noise from the track that I can
Corey,
hear?
Let's do a contest for your listeners on the new tagline for New Orleans East. Let's run that.
Yeah, no, I like that. And we've got to do the Michael Hecht, Corey Johnson idea at the tombstone, the big slab that says New Orleans East. We're
working on that.
The hills, the mounding in the background, about 10 acres with a Saturn V booster mock-up, the space shuttle tank, the Higgins boats, the Chrysler engines for the tanks for the Korean War, a big billboard that just, seriously, I mean, it's not BS. It's true. I mean, we helped save the world. We helped save the world in World War II, and we helped mankind's, achieve the greatest achievement in history, putting man on the moon. I mean, New Orleans is ground zero for some of the greatest things in human history.
Yeah, there's a lot to put on a tombstone, but we're going to start doing an outdoor campaign. You got all those billboards when you're coming over the high rise right before the high rise.
Yep.
Put up that new hotel. So we're going to start doing. We're going to get it done. It's been kind of a pet project of mine, and we're going to come up with a new. Kind of like what St. Bernard did after Katrina. They actually did a pretty good job rebranding.
Oh no! And look at the parish.
Product,
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on. I noticed this last week, folks, when I went off on the the Florida Avenue Expressway. Michael kind of snickered and laughed. He just did it a minute ago. I'm starting to lose credibility with Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans. It's happened in the last 10 days. I go off too much. Heck, I can feel him rolling his eyes. There goes Johnson again. All right. What else do we have, Michael, before we let you go? I can't do the last thing I text you. That's for sure. We did the Six Flags. We did the Chevron partnership. We did the Mid-City and Mercy Hospital. Oh, yeah, this one. Here's a good way to end it. I've noticed the cut in the neutral ground at the parish line, Claiborne Avenue at Jefferson Highway, right by the Lowe's, by the parish line, cutting a neutral ground from years ago, like maybe they're going to have a Claiborne exit off the Earhart. Now I noticed a lot more mounding and bulldozers and the like moving dirt at the end of the Earhart at Hickory in Harahan. I think an overpass might be going over Hickory and maybe an extension finally of the Earhart paralleling airline.
Yeah, that's been talked about for a long time.
About 10 seconds, Michael, 10 seconds.
What the answer, I believe, is yes. I'll come back with a timeline for you.
Good. Yeah, maybe we'll talk next week. You got homework to do.
I like that. You know that. I'm a dog. I need a bone to go chase.
You're not that. You're a champion, but I like the mounding at the end and infrastructure improvements that only leads to businesses and money and economic development. Michael Hecht, you're the man. Coming right back. Don't move, New Orleans.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home. Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
If you or a loved one are suffering from addiction, listen to Springfield Wellness Center's founder, Paula Norris Metier.
I feel personally, when I walk around on the grounds, that it's sacred ground. It's healing. Just the environment is healing. Just being here makes one feel like that, I can let go. I can let go of the worry. I can let go of the stress that I've been carrying around for a long time. We don't shame anybody. We don't blame anybody. We don't judge anyone. Just that alone really is the foundation on which everything else that we do is done.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center, 504-291-4000.
Just call us. That's all. And we'll be waiting for you.
504-291-4000. 291-4000. Springfield Wellness Center. SpringfieldWellnessCenter.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Laitram family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Laitram company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Laitram.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark Goodman. That was The Who. Coming up next, Michael Jackson's Thriller for the 9th time this hour. It's MTV. Here's Martha Quinn. Hey, I'm JJ Jackson. There it is. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Can I get a yeah, you right from you? Yeah, you right. Fired up about that. A Fantasy Friday edition of the show. Corey Johnson back at you. 5 o'clock power hour. Fantasy Friday, a little after 5 p.m. The work week for most of us in the books. A little after 5 p.m. on a Friday, the entire weekend smack dab in front of us, and what a weekend it is. We like recognizing this very time period right now of the week. Right now, this moment right here. We do it by ringing the 5 o'clock whistle. There she blows. That was a long one, the old 5 o'clock whistle. Appropriately brought to you by Super Discount Store in Chalmette. Super Discount Store in Chalmette has the lowest prices and a great selection on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. Actually, the lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. They have what you drink, an insanely large selection. Now, here's the best part. The Fluke, they don't have what you drink. I don't care if you're in Uptown, Old Metairie, English Turn, Chateau Estates. You live on Avron on the lake in a multi-million-dollar house. You drink an expensive wine, expensive whiskey. You can save hundreds, thousands of dollars, depending on what you drink, getting it for the lowest price allowed by Louisiana law at Super Discount Store. The Fluke, they don't have what you drink. They'll get it. I don't care what high-end wine it is. I don't care if it's Pappy Van Winkle. Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Super Discount Store!
Worth the drive. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. I said the 5 o'clock power hour. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, you missed a whole lot. We started things off with me doing my usual deal, filling you on what's going on. Then we drove the show straight into the gutter. Fletcher Mackel joined us for 10 minutes. Then we pulled the show out of life support, revived it, and took it back to normal. And then a higher level, Michael Hecht joined us from Greater New Orleans, Inc. Coming up in 10 minutes, we'll go to the Riverbend section of Uptown Carrollton neighborhood. Frank Brigtsen will join us talking food on a Friday in New Orleans. That's always good. I love hearing from Frank. Speaking of food, why aren't you at Katie's right now? Katie's in Mid-City. You should be there right now, full of New Orleans characters, enjoying some great New Orleans food, a true taste of New Orleans, and big portions. Share with friends, enjoy some drinks, great conversation, full of a bunch of New Orleans characters. And on a night like this, outside at Katie's is tough to beat. It's tough to beat when the weather's like this. Sit outside, friends and family, good times. Katie's, as New Orleans as it gets in Mid-City, Iberville, corner Tallahassee, lunch, dinner, in between Katie's in Mid-City. And don't forget the Katie's of Harahan, Bienvenue, on the curve on Hickory Avenue. Bienvenue, a little Katie's flavor in Harahan. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock Power Hour, Fantasy Friday edition of the show. Veterans Day. A salute out to all you veterans. A gorgeous weather day, great weather night. I mean, right now the sun's dropping out the sky. We're heading towards nighttime already with this daylight savings time or not daylight savings time, whatever. Yeah, Corey, but at 5:45, it's light. Yeah, I'm asleep. Worse, the dogs wake up and wake me at 5:45 because it's light. Hey, tomorrow it'll be kind of cloudy, mid-60s, maybe some rain, some wind, a Coolio front rolling in. Tomorrow afternoon gets colder. Tomorrow night, crispy. Overnight, Sunday morning when we wake up on the South Shore, 40s. Might be 30s, high 30s on the North Shore on Sunday morning. The high temperature on Sunday, high 50s. We probably won't hit 60 degrees. So 40s and 50s on Sunday. On Monday, we'll start with high 40s, but it'll probably be more like 50s and 60s on Monday. And then throughout next week, kind of bouncing back between Sunday and Monday's weather, kind of 40s, 50s, and 60s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. That all starts really tomorrow. It starts rolling in, but we'll really feel it late Saturday night, Sunday morning for sure, and Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday into next week. No more summer in November. And still not a lot of rain on the forecast, but it's going to be sunny a lot of the time, but definitely 20, 30 degrees, even 40 degrees colder than it's been lately. These record highs last week were hitting going into the mid-80s. Thank goodness for low humidity. Boy, the mayor was hush-hush for a while. And then a Fox 8 report from Wednesday night still resonating all around the city. The mayor still at the Pontalba apartments. One thing that stood out, and you might not think it's a big deal, and it was just sort of an incidental. It was kind of part of the script, but I think meant to be there. It spoke to me. The mayor watering plants on the balcony a few times. The police NOPD officer watering the plants on the balcony. The mayor lives there full time. And this is the beautiful part. There are multiple folks looking into this. I mean, you've heard the inspector general on this program. You hear Ed Michel, how he talks, what he does. You think he's ignoring this? I think that the mayor, the police are looking into it. That's fine. That's something that she might be able to control that a little bit, but not the OIG, not the FBI, not the city council trying to bring in folks. So the mayor's still at the Pontalba apartment. No, because she's belligerent about it and doubles down all the time. And this is going to be like the upgrades with the airlines. You're not entitled to use that apartment to live in. You can use it for official city business, not personal use. And it'll be proven that it's personal use. She'll say it was all about city business, all this nonsense. I left. I didn't spend the night. I used it as a workplace, all this BS. And it's going to be proven wrong. The mayor's going to fight it. Oh, I'm not a city employee. All kind of gimmicks like that. And then a judge is going to rule, and the mayor's going to say, okay, I got to repay it. And then it's going to be the $3,000 rent she's going to have to repay for. Right now, it's going on about 10 months at the Pontalba, 11 months straight since late last year, literally since last year about this time, December of last year. So going on almost a year now of free rent, month in, month out, living at the Pontalba, using it for personal use, not official city business. That's it. It's cut and dried. There's no two ways to look at this. The mayor will try to make it 100 ways to look at it. City property, not hers, not the mayor's property. She has taken possession of it like it's her apartment. It's city owned. It's for official city use, not personal use. And the mayor's obviously abusing that. And then the other part of the report, This policeman that's on the clock from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., 12 hours a day, making $120,000 through 10 months of this year alone, $120,000, this NOPD officer, and he's not working the beat. He's hanging out at that Pontalba apartment with the mayor, has a key, watching TV, maybe watching this show right now. Hey, officer, what's up? You kicking back at the Pontalba, feet up on the table? Don't put him down all nervous. How you doing? No, it's too late. It's exposed. The beauty of all this, it's exposed on the mayor's cameras that the city has public access. French Quarter Corporation, the mayor appoints all the clowns on that board. It's just a token BS mayor's thing. And LaToya Cantrell's not to blame. It goes back throughout history. There's a lot of that, going on in New Orleans. And it's her board. It's their cameras, public access. That's the ironic part. The mayor gets busted on her own cameras that the city has access to, any citizen. NoLatoya.org. That's a no-brainer, huh? Let the citizens decide again. A third vote. In or out. NoLatoya.org. Got to get 53,000 signatures just to set up that vote. NoLatoya.org. Find out where they're going to be in your neighborhood this weekend and go sign that recall. NoLatoya.org. Sheriff Hudson in front of the city council requesting more money. Says she spends money efficiently, not wasting money. Really? I got to rattle off the communications director that just got disbarred, so she hires him. The joker who's getting fired from the Juvenile Justice Center, she hires him. That joker's mother making $155,000 a year doing nothing, she hires him. It's the island of misfit toys at the sheriff's department.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see. What about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Roll call.
Arabi, Chalmette, Violet, Lafitte, New Orleans East, Slidell, Mandeville, Covington, Hammond, Houma, Thibodeau. We got you covered.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you on the radio, on television, on YouTube now. Check out our YouTube channel, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. Click to subscribe. Doesn't cost a dime. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Happy Veterans Day. Gorgeous weather night. Get outside and enjoy it already. Really nice. Hey, every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto, River City's Total Maintenance Studios. River City's Total Maintenance, honest air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. You're going to be cranking up the heat over the weekend into next week. If your heat's not working right, not working like it should, making a funny noise, or worse, not working at all, don't stress out. Fix that problem immediately. Call Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys at River City's Total Maintenance. Honest air conditioning and heating experts that will come immediately right now. 841-3300, 841-3300. Easier to find them online. Easy website to remember. NolaAC.com. You need heat help? NolaAC.com. Every day we broadcast live on radio, TV, YouTube from the Buddy Diliberto, River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Hey, let's beeline to the Carrollton section of Uptown. The River Bend, Dante Street. I love the Carrollton neighborhood. I love Brigtsen's. Frank Brigtsen joins us on the program again for 36 years come October, right, Frank? Is that it?
That's really close, Corey. It's 36 years and be 37 next March. And happy Power Hour, now known as the Twilight Hour.
Yep. I wish it was still daylight. I wish they'd get rid of that, Frank.
Yeah, I don't care for it. But here we are.
Yep.
Beautiful day.
Yep, exactly. You already cranking things up at Brigtsen's. What's on the menu tonight?
Yeah, we're already getting tables in, opening at 5 o'clock. So, well, we got a lot of good stuff. We added one new thing this week. I decided to give some scallops a try, which we haven't done since the pandemic because the price is so high. But
it used to be part of the seafood platter, right?
Yeah, it used to be, and we used to have an appetizer on too. But anyway, I had a special request from a good friend, so we brought some in, and oh my God, they're so good. These are U10s, which means they're under 10 to the pound. These are counting about 9 to the pound, so they're huge.
Wow.
Beautiful, fresh. We sear them like medium rare, and we serve them with Fontina cheese grits, stone ground grits, of course, an asparagus garnish, and the sauce on top is something called mojo piquant, which is really comes from Los Islenos cuisine or Spanish cuisine.
Yeah.
And It's a bit of a condiment. It's a puree of roasted peppers and spices and a little bit of tomato, packed full of flavor. And oh my God, this dish is just wonderful. Taste and texture out the roof.
You're getting a little St. Bernard, Islenos in there, huh? Got a little population of those folks down in the parish throughout history.
Yeah, and it's such a rich and beautiful history and heritage. Los Islenos, the islanders from the Canary Islands that settled in St. Bernard. They were brought in to farm, to produce food for the city of New Orleans. And then two Spanish gentlemen in New Orleans perfected the technique of granulating sugar on Baronne Street, actually, in a building on Baronne Street.
DeBoré, or wasn't it DeBoré, or maybe he did
like that?
Yeah,
and it changed the world. The land that these Los Islenos were granted to farm was bought out by sugarcane growers. And that pushed Los Islenos further to the coast, Delacroix, Wyclosky, Shell Beach, that area. It's a really fascinating history. And the cuisine has Spanish roots. And I have a cookbook called Los Islenos Cookbook, they put out, and it's a collection of really family recipes. And, they have Los Islenos Festival every year. I know people from down that area. It's fascinating. And the food is delicious.
Frank Brigtsen is with us from his restaurant, Brigtsen's Restaurant in the River Bend. Frank, what about that friend that's been requesting lamb on the menu? You get the scallops going, but the lamb isn't happening.
Well, I'm working on that. Yeah, it's definitely on the radar. we'll make it happen one day. Also this week, we changed our bread pudding, which changes kind of with the seasons. So we've moved into our sweet potato bread pudding with pecan praline sauce, which I love. And that's made with, the bread pudding itself is made with a puree of candied sweet potatoes. And when I candy sweet potatoes, I put a good bit of citrus in there, orange juice, orange zest, lemon juice, lemon zest. So it really brightens up the flavor. And I just love this bread pudding, and it goes so well with the praline sauce.
Jean-Etienne Deboré was a Creole French planter born in Illinois, known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. At the time, the area was under Spanish rule, as you were implying, Frank. So, wow.
Right.
I got Deboré right. I might go buy a lottery ticket.
You did well there, Corey. Yeah, the guy that was overseeing the Spanish administration in New Orleans, his father was the governor of the Canary Islands.
Wow.
So that's how the hookup happened.
Nice.
He started recruiting people from there.
Yep. Now I'm going to move on. It's funny. I know your love of butter, and who doesn't, that cooks, especially in Louisiana and New Orleans. What about sugar in cooking, Frank?
Well, sugar is an amazing ingredient because it's much more than a sweetener.
It's an acid cutter for, like, the Italians will throw it in their red sauce to kind of cut the acid down. Is that it?
I always do. All my tomato sauces have a little bit of sugar. They're not sweet, but it does take that edge off the acid from the tomato. But sugar changes on a molecular level when you heat it. Think of caramel, think of rock candy, hard candy. That simply happens from cooking the sugar to different temperatures. We will make caramel sauce. I mean, that's obviously a huge change. Same with pralines. It's a similar thing. You reach what's called praline stage. And it's amazing the way that happens. I took a tour one year. I have a friend in the sugar business. He's a consultant now and used to produce the Sugar Journal, a trade magazine. Anyway, he took us on a tour of a cane field at harvest time. And me and my wife and her sisters, we all got on the combine and we harvested cane. And then we took a walking tour of the Raceland Raw Sugar Mill. And that operation is amazing. The whole operation's amazing, but the raw sugar mill in Raceland is a self-generating power plant. Once they crank it up, the whole thing runs on steam that it produces. I mean, they have electric lights, of course, but the sugar making, syrup making process is done with steam.
And still using the old machinery from turn of the century type stuff from 100, 120 years ago, just with maybe more modern generators or more modern things driving them, I guess. That's about it. I've had a similar story, Frank, where I was at LSU. We were just doping around one day, like in the afternoon, and watching the cane trucks come down Nicholson in November.
Right.
So we just we went down to the cane field. We watched them cut it and load it into the trucks. Then we followed the trucks through the campus over the Mississippi River Bridge into Port Allen. And then we followed them right up to this old plantation sugar mill. And I often explain this to folks that don't understand white entitlement. Me and my friends just pulled up, walked right into the plant, walked up on the platform, holding the pipe, walking by the workers. They never said, mostly black workers, some white. They never said a word to us because they were like, that's Mr. So-and-so's kids. And that's what they thought. This is the owner's children. We walked through the whole thing till the end, just this steel chute where what we know is like turbinado, that just piling up on a concrete slab that they were loading in the truck. So we watched the whole process from the cane cutting, cut down, walking through the whole facility just on our own. No one told us a thing, no hard hats, no nothing, just kids at college. But
that makes a statement.
Yeah, it does.
That turbinado, that raw sugar, in the tour we took, Corey, there was a warehouse with a concrete slab floor, nothing else. And the sugar was just pouring in there, like mountains and mountains and mountains of sugar, raw sugar. And all the doors were open. And my friend pointed out that no insects or varmints will come in the building because of the high sucrose level. It repels them.
That's funny
which
you
I
said.
found amazing too.
No, I went to the Domino's plant in Chalmette. And they have this shed that I'm telling you, it's bigger than like, it definitely could hold it's like a high school gym, maybe larger than a high school gym. And it had a mountain of turbinado in it, Frank, that I'm telling you, it went almost to, you could walk around the pile about 5 feet from it hitting the walls. And it went all the way to the ceiling. It was about 2 or 3 stories tall. And there was a bulldozer, a John Deere bulldozer, with just the treads and the wheels coated in turbinado that was used to push this stuff around. And they'd have these big tanker cars that it was liquefied. And the guy was telling me that one's going to Hershey's chocolate. That one's going to Nabisco. That one's going to Coca-Cola. I'm like, wow, it's just really neat. All in Louisiana, which we go full circle. That's kind of like your restaurant. You like serving local fish. You like serving local vegetables. You like serving local, and anything you can get locally. It could be New Orleans East with the Vietnamese. It could be the seafood market in West Wego. It could be going down to getting Creole tomatoes, going to Mississippi or the North Shore for different fruits and vegetables. You love the local stuff, Frank.
Oh, I totally do. And it goes across the board, Corey. What that makes me think of is on our spirits menu, the liquor menu, we have about 20 locally produced spirits, and most of them are rums. And those rums are made with this sugar we're talking about, sugar cane grown right here in New Orleans. And there's spice rums and things like that. And they're really excellent stuff. And that's all locally produced, just like, a lot of our food products. And that's something that we take great pride in.
Yep. I had some Cajun relatives. We go to New Iberia and chewing on the sugar cane and, and it's funny.
I used to love that as a kid. We'd drive down the airline highway towards LaPlace and go steal a couple of stalks of sugar cane. My dad would when we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's incredible. So sugar, you chew it and then spit the little, whatever, that part out. I've got in my neighborhood, these Honduran neighbors down the street, this Honduran guy, really nice guy, and he has cane growing, just sort of makes him feel like he's at home, and he was cutting some and giving it to his kids. They swallow the thing. They saw me spitting it out. They're like, we just swallowed that. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, Frank, what are we missing? Any openings tonight or tomorrow night, or you guys are booked up?
It's fairly booked. It's a busy time of year, which I'm grateful for. I want to mention we have our Thanksgiving takeout menu available.
Yep.
I haven't gotten it on the website yet, but if you go to Brigtsen's Restaurant Facebook page or my personal Facebook page, it's there, and I'll have it on the website as soon as I get a minute. But we have soup, sides, and pies available for takeout to help you celebrate Thanksgiving with a little less work.
It literally, soups, sides, pies, everything but the turkey. You get the turkey. Go to Popeyes, get a fried turkey, whatever. You get the turkey. Frank, you handle everything else, right?
We got it.
Yep, that's too easy, and it heats up nice. It's perfect. 861-7610 is the phone number at Brigtsen's. 861-7610. The website is brigtsens.com. There's one other thing I want to ask you, Frank, and I'm going blank now before I let you go. I don't know. I guess it'll have to wait till next time, Frank.
It'll wait, and I just want to say go Saints, Tigers, and Greenway.
Well, you just reminded me. The Wave plays tomorrow at 2:30 at Yeoman, so I would imagine there's some, parents of kids that are coming into town to check that out because the Wave's, ranked. I'm sure you're going to have some Wave fans in tonight and tomorrow night at Brigtsen. So I got it all in.
I hope so. And I'm so jealous. That's on my bucket list, man. A Saturday afternoon at Yeoman Stadium, that's got to be a great football experience.
Tomorrow afternoon is going to be a great experience, Frank. You should just go over there before work for 30 minutes or an hour if you can. It kicks off at 2:30. It's going to be sunny. It's going well, actually, tomorrow might be a little cloudy and windy, actually. That cold front's rolling in. But it's going to be a nice day. And do it when you can, because it is. People think, Tiger Stadium, 102,000, where you and I went to school. That's the outlier. You
Right.
go to Yeoman, and there's 25,000 open air, the colors, the band, the teams. It in high school. It is a full blown college experience that I guarantee you'll like. And another thing, 25,000 in Yeoman looks like 40 or 50,000. It's really compact and right on top the field. It's a great facility.
That's a pure college football experience right there.
It really is. It really is. I think ESPN blew it. Game Day should have been there tomorrow, but they took the easy route out, went to Texas and Texas Tech or something. Anyway.
Have a great weekend, Corey. We love you, New Orleans.
Thanks, Frank. That's Frank Brigtsen joining us from his restaurant in the Riverbend, Brigtsen. So good. 861-7610. And those sides for Thanksgiving, all you do is cook the protein, the turkey or whatever you're cooking. And Frank Brigtsen and his restaurant Brigtsen's has all the sides for you. Desserts, soup, salad, appetizer, everything you need. I mean, pretty tough to beat. Brigtsens.com, 861-7610, 861-7610. Corey Johnson with you. Tomorrow, about a 26, 27-hour time period. Starting tomorrow around 11, going till about 3 p.m. Sunday. 4 big local sports teams that you get to check out. LSU at Arkansas tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. on ESPN. That game will end around 2:15 or so. Change the channel to ESPN2. Check out Tulane at Yeoman. Better yet, get down to Yeoman. It's a great college experience. That game will end around 6 p.m. Time for dinner. Then about 7:30 from the blender. You can knock out 2 for 1. Go to Tulane and then go get some dinner somewhere and then go to the Smoothie King Center and check out the Pels and the Rockets. And then Sunday at noon from Pittsburgh, the Saints and Steelers going at it. LSU at 11, Tulane at 2:30, Pelicans at 7:30, Saints noon on Sunday. That's about 12 hours of sports action, roughly. over about a 26, 27 hour period. That's good stuff. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Young's Dry Cleaning's good stuff. If you're looking to experience the best dry cleaner, it's Young's Dry Cleaning. If you're simply tired of your present dry cleaner and want to experience the best and not have problems, Young's Dry Cleaning, a New Orleans institution since 1940. Find out more online, youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top Benchmore exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
If you are a loved one or suffering from Parkinson's disease, listen to Springfield Wellness Center's founder, Paula Norris Metier.
People started coming to us and asking for help for things other than addiction. We have a Parkinson's patient here. He comes in once a month and gets his little booster because that's what you have to do. In 2 hours after he started, his tremors in his hands stopped. So he said, Paula, your major marketing challenge is that it's too good to be true. But it's true. It truly is true. We can't say that all of these things have a cure, but these things happen and they're real.
Call Springfield Wellness Center, 504-291-4000.
Just call us. That's all. And we'll be waiting for you.
Make the call, 504-291-4000. 291-4000. Springfield Wellness Center. SpringfieldWellnessCenter.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson, where the grass hasn't been cut in weeks or months. There's a lot of trash and garbage on the neutral ground, maybe even a person or two taking a nap. And oh, someone didn't pick up the dog
Correctamundo. Corey Johnson back at you, 5 o'clock power hour on a Fantasy Friday edition of the show. The weekend is upon us. Yeah, you right. It's about time, huh? Hey, get the weekend started right. Best quality, best price, best selection. There's a Rouse's Market near you. You're probably going to drive by one in the next few minutes, right? Rouse's Markets, they got everything you need. Rouse's Markets tastes like home. I'll probably be hitting the Rouse's Market right after work that I go to. I like that little boutique store. It's in and out easy. It's quick. It's got everything I need. The Rouse's on Ferret in between Jefferson and Napoleon. I know a lot of you are like, where could they put one? Corner Ferret and Valence. You remember that old Blooming Deals store? Sure, folks like, okay, I kind of remember that. Yeah, that makes sense. That long cinder block building, they converted that into a Rouse's. That would have been fine, to be honest with you. Parking in front, long linear store. They tore that down. They built a state-of-the-art, really modern architecture, kind of funky, but it fits in. It really anchors now that entire corridor on Ferret in between Jefferson Avenue and Napoleon. And it's got the, permeated sidewalk and parking. So it's green, the water seeps through. So it's not contributing to flooding the street and the neighborhood and the like. Just very well thought out, multi-million-dollar bill. You don't think Rouse's is committed? They got a Rouse's on Napoleon and Tchoupitoulas. What's that, about a mile and a quarter away from Ferret and Valence? Yeah, they're committed to New Orleans. I like that boutique store, as I call it, Ferret and Valence. Go check it out. That store or any of their other 60-plus Rouse's Markets all over New Orleans and South Louisiana, even now in southern Mississippi and southern Alabama. Yeah, you're right. Tastes like home, Rouse's Markets. Happy Veterans Day. If you go to my Twitter account, at Corey Johnson, I posted a video that I like a lot. It's, a military commercial, I guess, trying to promote the military, get folks to go enlist. It's a Marine spot. If you go to YouTube, just put in Marines commercial devil dogs. And it's mostly black and white. It's got a great voice guy narrating it, great music, great footage. The script, the theme, the angle they're pushing is brilliant. It's just very, 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 very well done. And I think you'll enjoy it on this Veterans Day. It's just kind of shows, America at its best. Go to YouTube, Marine Commercial Devil Dogs, or just go to my Twitter at Corey Johnson, and I posted it earlier. No, it's a good spot. Happy Veterans Day. Gorgeous weather day, by the way, as we fade into night now, dark outside. Gorgeous weather night. Temperatures in the low 70s, high 60s at best. I mean, just nice. Get outside and grill something. I'm going to drop coals, I think, tonight. Head to Rouse's, pick up something and drop some coals and do some grilling. And do everything on the grill. Some vegetables, all that. You get some tin foil. You can make a little tin foil pouch. Now, you got to make it where nothing can leak out of it, especially if you're putting like olive oil in there with the vegetables or potatoes and seasoning. And you can just flip that around like chicken or a steak a few times on the grill. Maybe throw it down early, while the coals are too hot to cook what you're cooking. And I love doing all that in the foil. I don't dirty a pot. I don't dirty up the kitchen. I'm doing it all outside. Plus, it gets a little of that grill flavor even in that pouch. Or what you can flip it the last time and poke holes in the top of the pouch or the bottom, and just make sure the olive oil doesn't cause a big flame up and get some flavor that way. I also like those metal pans with the holes in them that'll hold the vegetables, but you can, cook them on the grill and still get all that grill flavor and the like. Vegetables with a little salt and black pepper, maybe a little cayenne, some olive oil, and then just put them on the grill. Come out pretty darn good. Shish kebab, skewers are always good on the grill. I got a few of those. No, the weather's fantastic. Get outside and enjoy it. Tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy. We might see some rain. It's going to be a little windy. And then temperatures are going to drop, especially in tomorrow night, overnight. Sunday, when we wake up, high 40s on the South Shore. We might see maybe 60 degrees. It looks like about, 48 to about 58 on Sunday. And then on Monday, take it up a notch. We'll start in the high 40s, and we'll get into the 60s on Monday, I should say. Sunday, 40s and 50s. Monday, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then next week, a lot of 40s, 50s, and 60s. More 50s and 60s, but occasional dip into the 40s. And on your North Shore, folks, you'll get some 40s action. That Fox 8 report from 10 p.m. Wednesday newscast, Lee Zurich, still resonating all across town. Mayor still at that Pontalba apartment. Why? And then this NOPD officer punched in from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., hanging out at the Pontalba, doing nothing, not working his shift. That's for sure. Sheriff Hudson in front of the city council today. Council President Helena Moreno and Hudson kind of going tit for tat, back and forth, talking over each other at times. Hudson says that her office is efficient. The jail's well run. She's not wasting any money. How can someone get up there and say that with a straight face? I mean, Helena Moreno should have been like, what about the disbarred attorney you hired as communications director? What about the person that the mayor was going to fire running the Juvenile Justice Center that the IG did a report on that says the guy never went to work, like checked in 13 times over 1 year, was never there. You hired him, and then you hired his mother. She makes $155,000 and no one can explain what she does. No, it's the island of misfit toys with Sheriff Hudson. But that's what you get when you've got someone that has no law enforcement experience, that at most has been the boss of 8 individuals. 8. She's going to run the jail and be sheriff of a major metropolitan area. I mean, New Orleanians are insane. Like or dislike the old sheriff. It's like Dalton or Jameis Winston. I don't like him as quarterback. I like him as quarterback. They're quarterbacks. Like Marlon Gussman or don't like him, he's a sheriff. Susan Hudson is not a sheriff and never will be one. and having the audacity to go in front of the council and request more money is insane. Insane. Has no reputation, nothing to stand on with that request. I picked up Lebanon's Cafe today for lunch, chicken shawarma, some tabbouleh, a fried football kibbe, always consistent, always excellent. Carlina and Heba and that crew over there will take care of the wait staff. Isabel, they're just great. Lebanon's Cafe, the finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans, including lamb chops and shish kebab, all your favorite Middle Eastern sides. And yeah, you know what's up when the weather's like this tonight. Take advantage of outdoor dining at Lebanon's Cafe. Tonight for dinner, Lebanon's Cafe.
Come on down to New Orleans' own Bourbon Street, the toilet of the Crescent City. Literally. Need to urinate? Pee right on one of the historic buildings. Need to vomit? It's okay. Throw up right in the street. Bourbon Street. Prostitution, drugs, strip joints, daiquiri shops, and trinket stores. The toilet of the Crescent City. Come on down. It's Bourbon Street.
At Helm Paint, we go the extra mile with free delivery anywhere in the metro area. In the middle of a job and short on paint? Call us and we'll come to you.
Short on time? Call in your order and pick it up in the drive-thru at our Earhart Boulevard location.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarm. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
New Orleans style taut gumbo, served daily.
You must have had the jumbo.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground.
Jumbo?
Sorry, I mean the gumbo liar.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock power hour. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. The weekend's upon us. For you sports fans, man, about 12 good hours of sports action over about a 26, 27-hour period. It all starts around 11 a.m. tomorrow and runs through about 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon. 11 a.m. tomorrow, LSU at Arkansas, ESPN, nationwide television audience. Right after that game on ESPN2, Tulane at home, Yulman, be there. Saturday night, the Blender, the Pelicans, 7:30 tip-off. Sunday, noon, Saints at Pittsburgh. It's crazy. LSU, Arkansas, 11 a.m. Razorbacks are 6-5. LSU, 7th-ranked team in the land, 7-2. Tulane taking on UCF at Yulman. Tulane, 16th ranked in the land. UCF, 22nd ranked. The Blender, the Pels, tomorrow night against Houston. Sunday, Saints at Pittsburgh. 12 plus hours of sports action over about 27 hours or so. Pretty cool, huh, Blue Boy? 93.9 FM, New Orleans. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be safe. See you Monday.